Michael Venom Page discusses Kevin Holland getting frustrated during their fight. MVP also reveals what Kevin was saying to him during the fight.
In terms of the actual fight, could you get a sense of him getting frustrated in there? Because it looked like he was just shaking his head and stuff.
Yeah, and I could definitely see he was frustrated. And I always say the same thing. When from the outside looking in, it's easy to go, oh, I'll just do this, I'll just kick his leg and just do this. And then when you're actually in there, the reality check is real. I am a lot faster than it may seem. I know people can say, oh yeah, you can see that he's fast, but when I actually hit you with something, it's really fast when you're trying to land shots and nothing's landing. It's frustrating. He's used to being in a fight, and that's what he feeds off. And I'm used to not being in a fight. I'm just used to beating people up, so it would just work better for me.
Well, to go off of that, in between round 1 and 2, Kevin actually said, yeah, he's faster than we thought.
This is what you got to love about him. He's again, in his own way, he's extremely entertaining. Like, we spoke in I think it was like, I don't know, the 3rd round. Yeah, we was in a clinch, and he's like, man, you slippery as hell. I was like, you was in the 1st round. He's like, I must just be that black man cocoa butter. I literally just couldn't do nothing but laugh in that moment. Yeah, it was great. It was great to share the cage with him.
Francis Ngannou reveals that when he fought Ciryl Gane, he was broke and actually owed Kamaru Usman $200,000.
I turned down. Usman is here. He knew a lot about stuff that I turned down from the UFC, the negotiation, even my last fight in the UFC. I took $600,000 for my last fight in the UFC, as opposed to $5 million that they were offering. And for the same fight, right? I'm like, bro. And I was broke. Like, at the time, I owe Usman right here. I owe him $200,000. I was broke.
Hey, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Dana White gives his reaction to Francis Ngannou getting knocked out by Anthony Joshua. Dana also gives his take on Mike Tyson boxing Jake Paul.
Did you see the boxing match last night? Did you talk to Eddie after it?
I did not. I mean, I saw it on social media. Yeah.
What did you make of that finish in the Francis fight?
What do you mean? What did I make?
Yeah,
what did I make of it?
When you saw it, like it was. People are saying it's one of the more violent knockouts in boxing history.
Yeah, I mean, going into the Fury fight, if Fury trained for the fight and didn't show up and look like he ate Tyson Fury, that's probably the way that fight would have ended too. I mean, listen, the crossover. You know how I feel about crossovers into boxing, and that's how they end. Just like that. He gets mad when I do this, but Mike's 60, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Who gives a what I think? It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I don't know. Let's see what he can go in there and put together a training camp and come in and I don't like to see guys fighting it. Be a 31-year age difference during that fight. Just you guys know what I think of that stuff.
That said, it is on Netflix, which is a new development, right? Them getting into live sports. Obviously, you have a TV deal coming up soon. I
think that Netflix should have gotten into live sports years ago. I think they're late to the game, but they are a force. They're a force, man. And when you look at the amount of homes that they're in worldwide. You guys heard me talk about this show, Reacher? I posted about it. I love that show. I hate TV. I don't watch any TV shows, hardly ever. Don't watch movies anymore. But I love the show Reacher, right? I can watch Reacher whenever I want to. I can watch it when I get home. I can watch it next week. I can, right? Live sports like this event tonight, you had to watch tonight. As all these massive streaming companies start to get bigger and bigger, they have to be involved in live sports.
Safe to say you'll be talking to them when your TV deal comes up?
I'm sure we'll be talking to everybody.
Benoit Saint Denis reveals that he did have an infection leading up to UFC 299. As you guys know, there was stipulation leading up to the fight due to what was on Benoit's head. He posted this to his Instagram. It translates to "Hello France. Unfortunately, tonight I could not fully express myself. My body didn't keep up after a week of antibiotics to fight an infection. Throughout I was present, but my body was absent. It did not react as usual. I only had one round to give you. Sorry to disappoint you. I will come back stronger. Thanks to Dustin for accepting this fight. It was impossible for me not to seize the opportunity of such a fight. Thanks everyone for the support. Thanks my team and family. Benoit Saint Denis. Sean O'Malley says he's not surprised how the fight went against Chito Vera. He says that he is once again officially undefeated. Sean also says that he believes he could put Ilia Topuria's lights out.
Was there anything at all that surprised you that happened in there?
No, not at all. I mean, I knew I was better than this guy for 3.5 years. I knew the first fight was a fluke, and I proved that, so it felt good.
Sean, obviously you always took that first loss to Chito kind of like in good nature and always said you're undefeated and stuff, but was there something on your mind about like, I want to prove to everyone that I am actually just way better than this guy?
A little bit. I mean, I literally, truly always knew I was better than him. It never bothered me once that fight played out like that. I mean, look where I was at, considering I played out like that, beat Thomas Almeida in one of the most, beautiful performances I ever had. So, that fight never bothered me. I try not to care what people think, and I knew I was better than him, and, it took a little, 3.5 years to go and prove that, and I did.
Do you see a trilogy happening in the future, or do you feel like you're done with Chito for the rest of your career?
Yeah, no, the Sugar State Athletic Commission, they said if I win this fight that they'll take that first fight away, so I'm officially undefeated again, and it feels really good. So we're just 1-0 right now.
What about the Ilia Topuria fight calls your attention? Is it making history, that second belt? Is it something specifically about him, the undefeated? What is it about him that calls your attention?
Yeah, I mean, it's moving up to 45, that's champ versus champ, automatically is huge. Just knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, that's massive. It's just an exciting fight. I'm here for massive fights, and that's what I want to be a part of. So if that's it, sweet. If Merab's it, sweet. I like having options.
And you prefer Ilia over Merab?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess if it looks, technically I'm not defending a belt, so I don't know about pay-per-view. I would have to talk to UFC. I don't think that would be an issue. I've always been able to work out something with the UFC. So, if that's the case, that might be a bigger fight. But again, we'll talk and figure it out.
And how would you think a fight with Ilia would go?
I think a fight with anybody, I win by knockout. Obviously, I didn't knock Chito out, but don't lose confidence from that. Chito's so tough. But yeah, I believe I could put Ilia's lights out.
Ilia has responded to Sean. On X, Ilia wrote, "Sugar, congrats. What a beautiful performance. There is a fight chasing you with Merab. Get that done first." And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says the way Chito looked at his family and told them he'd work harder was a bigger than the sport moment. The second one says Bilal and Merab need to start a podcast together called Dana Please Just Give Us a Title Shot. The final one's from Peter Griffin. It says, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Dustin, just one more guillotine." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.